I'm just about to throw everybody into a special edition of Fearless Agility TV. This is for CSTs and CECs and other coaches and trainers. So let's try to whisper, and maybe other people will see it, but it's mostly for you all and me.
I couldn't sleep last night, and so I woke up. I went to bed early, but then I woke up at like quarter after midnight or something, and next thing I know, it's 3 in the morning, and I've written this, long essay style blog entry, and you can check that out if you want. But the thing I've been thinking about is how do we impact more people, right? Because our whole world has changed. If you're CST, your whole world has changed, right? What I mean by that is, I don't know about you. I don't know everybody. I know a bunch of you, but I kind of checked out for a few years. Sorry about that. And haven't really been involved in the community. I've just been kind of coasting, because the way it was, you just, you show up, you do your thing, you leave, somebody else pays all the bills, you collect a paycheck, and that's pretty much it. And, even though I've been running my own company, well, my business partner, Katrina Lake's been running our company for about 5 years. We did almost all of our work through resellers. And now I'm not deluded enough to think, that the majority of people come to my workshop because they want me because I'm awesome. I mean, I am awesome. How about a little humility, Jimmy? How about not such a weird hat, other Jimmy? Wow. Just wow. Don't get all up in my grill, man. You're the one who interrupted for no reason. But whatever. Fine. Yeah, well, I feel the same way, Jimmy. I mean, to be honest. Plus, you totally sidetracked, as usual. Okay. That's not even a hat. There's a pandemic, man. Look, I'm just trying to be responsible. Get back to the point. All right, that's a valid point. It's a valid point. Where was I? Okay, I definitely got off track. Anyway, the issue is everybody's trying to do the best they can. When I started this, it was totally because I believed that we could maybe fix is the wrong word, but at least help the world. We're going to look like greedy, selfish, self-centered people who are just, cranking out certifications. And let's be honest, CSTs make pretty good money. So what's my point of all this? It's not to rant. I don't want to preach to anybody. I'm just telling you how it's been for me, right? And so my business partner, Katrina, and we talked about it. I talked with some other people, and, maybe they'll call out some of this as well. I think at least for these virtual workshops, it's zero overhead. I know there's a lot of fear, right? I was afraid to let go of resellers. And the thing that about resellers is they do some great stuff, right? Like if you're an independent, you need somebody to negotiate with the venue. And when they got a bunch of trainers, different trainers, independents that they can, sort of use as bargaining chips, they can get good prices and everything else. You need somebody to, print out the materials and ship the materials, make sure all that stuff happens. And, there's just a whole bunch of stuff that resellers, like maybe you started out as a W-2 person, and you were used to somebody doing that, and you decided, hey, I'm a CST, I can go do it, right? And you go do it, and for the last few years, it's been pretty great. The problem for me has been that, like, I'll be honest, I've been coasting. I started seeing like a bunch of trainers all stacked up in the same time zone at the same time on the same day. And there's a lot of us, right? And when we're all over the world in like different locations that are hard to change and it costs a lot to change and to change enrollments and everything else, that worked pretty good. But now it's a challenge, right? And I'm sure you've all faced it. I've talked to a bunch of people who were like, hey, have you been getting a lot of cancellations lately? And back to that, I hadn't really, like, starting in March, I'm doing this virtual thing, and I'm using partners that I've used for a while, and doing a few on my own and that kind of thing. And I maybe had one canceled in that whole time. I hadn't experienced any real hardship because of this whole pandemic and everything shutting down and switching to virtual. I mean, it was a challenge and it was a lot of work, but nothing major. My average enrollment stayed about the same, which surprised me, and the feedback stayed about the same, which surprised me. So I started getting cancellations, and it wasn't one place in particular necessarily. Again, I'm not trying to say anybody's doing anything wrong, or people are. I'm a person that likes that assumes people are doing the best they can with the skills and abilities that they have, and if they're not, well, bless them. Anyway, so I had a lot canceled, and I started to notice this pattern of, like there's a bunch of people listed all in the same time, and it basically, one of my friends who's a CST also, and I'm not going to name any names in this, but he called it fly catching. I thought that's a good thing, right? And in particular, like on one weekend workshop, I got notified pretty late, like 2 days before, and this was sort of a new normal, right? 2 days before that my workshop was canceled, and I'm frustrated, right? And I'm angry, and I go to the Scrum Alliance website. Sure enough, my link is still there, and in this particular instance, it was the only one that was there, and I click on it, and it goes through to my partner, and they try to sell me a workshop that I know I'm not going to do. It's not going to be me, but to somebody else. So, sort of close things up. I don't think you at least should consider: do you need a reseller for the virtual workshop? If you want help with figuring out how to do SEO, figuring out how to do social media, or any of that stuff, or I would also encourage anybody who has some understanding and some experience to help other people. Definitely hit me up. I am happy to help people. It's a new world, but I think I still have a little bit to give.